which is limited and continuously in fear and greed. You can go beyond and experience the oneness. And each time you manifest powers, you start making holes, Bhagavan says, in your self-doubt, self-denial, and self-hatred, making you more and more consciousness. It is a tapas. And doing this again and again, we start manifesting the higher science of Paramashiva as our original reality. The science of power manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. The pramanas, the evidences are listed here, that millions have experienced it. Shastra Pramana, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and Agamas, are the references manual for us to understand that we are superconscious being. Apta Pramanas, the experience and results of millions of Aptas, Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nainamas, Alvars, Siddhas, all of them, authority of Hinduism, who have manifested all the powers of Paramashiva. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Bhagavan's very own Leela proves very clearly that he has manifested all the powers of Paramashiva, having the cognitive shift. Shakshi Pramana, the experience of millions of devotee, disciple, followers, like all of us who are initiated into the science of power manifestation. Whoever comes to the Kailash courtyard, Bhagavan has clearly said he himself will be here manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state, not just the thoughtless space, but also it clearly shows how the manifestation happens scientifically. Now let's get to the Shastra Pramana. The Shastra Pramana are the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. This is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vijnana, consciousness. Bhairava, one who experiences consciousness beyond the mind. Tantra is the method. You experience consciousness beyond the mind. And this is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 54, Dharana 31, for the power of body scanning. Beautifully, the healing of different koshas happen in us and others when we scan others for body scanning. The Shastra Pramana.
Consciousness and body is stitched, and if you start this now, let's go to the Shastra.
Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmataraani cha tatvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para.
Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitution, participate of principles of your whole body or the whole universe simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in the source cause by the experience of such restful awareness. One becomes complete from the thoughts and the ultimate universe. Divine power, Para Devi, is revealed and supreme power of manifestation happens. Beautifully, Bhagavan says, when you're absorbed into the restful awareness, what is being absorbed into the restful awareness? What is that microcosm, macrocosm? We do not sit and function everything in our body. And we understand that it is a manifestation of how it happens. The water in the ocean is full of salt. We cannot drink even a cup of it. Even if you desalinate the whole thing, what happens? Your taste is not so good. But the sunlight touches the seawater, makes it as rain cloud, and the same water comes back. It tastes so good. How it is so much possible? When it goes to the Akasha, when it merges into the space component, it becomes a pure space and pure water that it becomes more tastier than you put it in any other process. Because once it goes to the Akasha, the whole science is completely different. It merges into the oneness with Paramashiva and literally Ganga flows from there. The rainwaters are very, very tasty. That same thing, the same person who is continuously in struggle, who wakes up as Paramashiva, They become such a sweet, compassionate, and all knowing and all powerful. The same person. How did that happen? That is conscious sovereignty. Bhagavan says developing that from the young age is so important. Understanding the simple example. How Ramakrishna Paramahamsa gives such simple example Bhagavan quotes, and how it is so much understandable by each one of us. Eraser to erase something constantly, and the eraser also dissolves in it. When you start looking in for the consciousness who's experiencing all these in a restful awareness, the restful awareness becomes the reality, and whatever you're searching merges into that oneness. And that is Akasha, the space itself. That is why here it says the thoughts and the ultimate universe, divine power, Para Devi, is revealed. The ultimate science starts getting revealed when we start merging into the higher consciousness. Gandhari beautifully had a tapas. Her chastity was the ultimate, and she did not remove her eye band from her eyes all through her life except the one time when she wanted to give the powers to her son, Duryodhana. But unfortunately, Duryodhana went by the logic that how can I go naked to my mother? I have to be covered. And he covered himself and went. But Gandhari said, now that you have covered, I cannot protect you in some areas where you are now susceptible to the death. The whole science is how the consciousness can be lit by a master, given to the others to live like a superconscious space. But when you are in the delusion, you tend to do everything in your own version, getting more and more confused into your own reality, and more death and birth becomes your lifestyle again and again through the struggle. But Bhagavan says the ultimate is possible when you start living Paramashiva is real, and that is your original space. Bhagavan beautifully explains in the Atma Pramana.
Responsibility, completion with your living is enlightenment. Completion with your body is yoga. Completion with your breathing is pranayama. Listen. Every action you do, every habit you build up should be leading you to more and more joy, strength. Sorry, I withdraw the word joy. I add the word strength. Sometimes some things gives you joy but doesn't give you strength. I wanted to congratulate the CVS retail chain stores all over the world have decided to stop selling tobacco and tobacco related products. CVS is one of the largest retail chain stores. I congratulate them. Strength. Today I'll expand on strength. Understand, everything you do in your life should be adding strength to you. Then it is nectar. If it is adding weakness to you, it is poison. Whether you are eating habit, sleeping habit, working habits, sometimes sitting habit, the way you sit, and dancing habit, and very important, thinking habit. Some of the biggest habits which you forget is your speaking habits, your thinking habits, your feeling habits, your living habits. Listen. Some of the very important habits you have, you take it. Your sitting habit decides whether you are planning for a back pain or a healthy back. Just the alignment in your sitting habit, not only you will not have pain, you will be getting more and more strength. At least we have video recorded evidence for last 10 years. I am just sitting. For last 10 years, we have video recorded evidence of at least 12,000 hours me sitting. Understand? I have never had back pain even for a minute. And taking out many people's back pain.
Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramanas are the research.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explains how everything should be adding as a strength. Here, the devotee beautifully shares how Bhagavan initiated and
default
all of
method
them
healing
manifested
going
the
forward.
powers.
Of course, why would you want to spend so much money on blood tests and invasive surgeries and so many other things? I'm just talking to you about diabetes. But imagine being able to simply melt a tumor in you. Imagine being able to remove the sediment that has deposited on your arteries in your heart, a kidney stone that is there. This is possible, and we are through modern science validating it. But what we are seeing here is that possibility, is that that reality really starting to show with the initiation of Swamiji. And this wasn't just initiation that happened when we are here in Bidadi. Even people via two-way video conferencing received this initiation. We had one person from Plano, Texas report that she healed her husband, who was an extreme diabetic, taking insulin up to 5 times a day, and immediately his blood sugar went from 222 to 130 or thereabouts. So this works. All I'm saying is to lose, especially if you have diabetes or someone you love or someone you know has diabetes or any other disease. Asthma is yet another disease that we can work with this, and easily you will see people being cured. Whether it's these diseases that are very psychosomatic in nature, things like these autoimmune diseases, they all have a heavy mind component that can very easily also be cured using third eye. Cancers even. So what I'm trying to tell you is really extraordinary breakthroughs are happening here in Bidadi, Bengaluru, in the presence of His Holiness Paramahamsa, us into these various powers. These powers, this lifestyle is the default way in which all of us are going to be living in the future.
Beautiful sharing.
Beautifully, she shared how the science works. Now, how they manifested in Bhagwan. Scientifically, they did
Is
analysis.
healing, called as Nitya spiritual healing. Nitya spiritual healing has been baffling the medical world, healing people from migraine to cancer. He has personally touched and healed thousands of people all over the world. Nithyananda participates and encourages scientific researchers to derive evidences for meditation and healing through meditation. Research has been done on the brainwave patterns, heart rate variability, and skin conductance level tests when Nithyananda was healing. The heart rate variability analysis is a useful tool to explore energetic transactions between two subjects. As shown in the graph, shifts in the power spectra signal were recorded in the receiving volunteer during healing by Swamiji, and also when Swamiji was sending healing energy into the room, not specifically directed to any subject. The skin conductance level is a measure of skin conductance to electricity. Sensors were fitted to the fingertips of Swamiji, and during healing, sudden increase in skin conductance level was observed as Swamiji is running energy to deliver during healing. Heart rate variability and skin conductance level showed that during healing, autonomic nervous system activity, as the energy is focused for healing.
Setting up things for scanning, body scan.
Now we can have, if you have the Jnananjan, you can apply in your third eye and your temples. And call up your partner, whoever you want to scan for the special issues. And while you're scanning, your body also different levels goes through complete healing. And write down all the details. And at the end of the session, we can verify with that person. So let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line for a few minutes. Let's get into the deep samadhi space, the nirvikalpa samadhi. Just holding the bhava and entangling with Bhagavan and chanting the Mahavakya and unclutching from any thought. Any thought is just an incompletion which keeps coming. Like you don't know the solution for the problem, you go on trying to think about it. Once you know the solution, it is gone. The completion is like that. Once you know that it is just a myth and it is just a dream and you have waken up as Paramashiva, it disappears. It doesn't even exist. It becomes irrelevant and redundant. Like you know that it is a dream and you understood that it is a dream and you know you are Paramashiva, the highest possibility of oneness, who you are. And that is the very existence why we are living. Otherwise, this dead body that we are using becomes alive only because the consciousness is there, which is manifesting in us. Again and again, remembering that this is just a dead body we are using like any other bag that we have, which is going to become redundant soon. All we need to do is recognize the consciousness and Paramashiva space in us, which is the eternal space that we can enjoy and not go through the struggle and no fears and nothing that we need to go through. Let's have such a beautiful space with oneness with Paramashiva. Chant the Mahavakya continuously for a few minutes, and whatever you experience with the partner, write down the detail and show them all the details and tell them to verify with their doctor before following any remedies or anything that you are saying that they don't know. If you're scanning for the past, that is okay. But anything in future that you're giving, please let them physician before they come into a conclusion of implementing it. So be very clear with your partner. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya and see what prasada each one can receive from Bhagavan today.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva.
So beautiful. Please open your eyes and verify with the person who you're scanning or healing. Whatever Paramashiva has shown, verify with that person. And please take a testimonial or take a picture so that you can share at the end of the cycle. We'll have one more cycle. You can choose for a few more people who you want to scan for any special issues. All this is not just telling them some guessing work, but it heals. We are all connected to the consciousness. Bhagavan says, whatever happens whenever teleporting materialization, we connect to the banyan tree, it goes back to the Bidadi banyan tree, the Adi Kailash, and then it gets reassembled and then comes back to us. Like that, each of these healing, we just get the source from Paramashiva, and like a sun gives to the rays, and the rays makes the whole place bright. Same way, when we connect to Paramashiva space, simply that beautiful space starts manifesting in us, and deeper layer gets healing in us also, which produces more auspiciousness and abundance in us. When we scan and heal others or find for specific issues or remedies, so all of us doing together, it's more powerful, and especially all over the world is very powerful for manifesting the power of body scanning. We'll have one more cycle. Let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line, and for a few more minutes let's be in the meditative space and scan the other person and write down whatever Paramashiva gives as prasad, the powers of body scanning, chanting the Mahavakya intensely with the deep. Let's start the second cycle for body scanning.
The powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes.
Paramashivoham.
Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda.
So beautiful. Whatever Paramashiva has shown, please go ahead and share it in tinyurl.com/manifestation. All these prasada, when we share it with the world, that becomes the powerful cognition in our life. More and more you can share all this powerful cognition, manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. With a deep gratitude, let's surrender all these powers and powerful cognition to Bhagavan's lotus feet, and with a deep earning that I am Paramashiva becomes reality in all of us. We'll ask Bhagavan to make it all the reality in all of us. With a deep gratitude for Bhagavan for manifesting all these powers and powerful cognition, let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much for participating. See you at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. in the Kailash group. You can join in